The Crusades and the rise of the First Crusader kingdoms. The First Crusade, 1096 to 1099, marked a watershed moment in medieval history, culminating in the establishment of the First Crusader kingdoms in the Levant. These feudal states, known collectively as the Crusader states or Outremer, were political and military entities created by European crusaders in territories conquered from Muslim rulers. The Crusader kingdoms, including the Kingdom of Jerusalem, County of Edessa, Principality of Antioch, and County of Tripoli, served as the foundation of Latin Christendom in the East, blending European feudalism with the unique geopolitical realities of the Levant. This essay explores the origins, development, governance, and legacy of the First Crusader kingdoms, examining how these states shaped the medieval Middle East and influenced the trajectory of the crusading movement. 1. The origins of the Crusader kingdoms. 1.1 The success of the First Crusade. The First Crusade began as a religiously motivated military expedition launched by Pope Urban II in 1095 at the Council of Clermont. Its primary goal was to reclaim Jerusalem and the Holy Land from Muslim control. Against all odds, the Crusaders achieved a series of stunning victories, culminating in the capture of Jerusalem on July 15, 1099. Following this success, the Crusaders faced the challenge of governing their newly acquired territories. The creation of permanent states was both a practical necessity and a reflection of their long-term commitment to securing Christendom's presence in the East. 1.2 Establishing the First Crusader states. The establishment of Crusader states was a piecemeal process, shaped by the contingencies of the Crusaders' campaigns. The key states were the County of Edessa, 1098, the First Crusader state, established by Baldwin of Boulogne after capturing Edessa from the Seljuk Turks. Governed as a feudal county, Edessa became a frontier state and a buffer zone against Muslim forces from the east. The Principality of Antioch, 1098, established after the successful siege of Antioch, led by Bohemond of Taranto. Antioch became a major political and economic center, strategically located near the Mediterranean coast. The Kingdom of Jerusalem, 1099, the most important Crusader state, established after the conquest of Jerusalem. Initially led by Godfrey of Bouillon, who took the title Advocate of the Holy Sepulchre, it became a feudal kingdom with a powerful symbolic role in Latin Christendom. The County of Tripoli, 1109, the last Crusader state to be established, created after the capture of Tripoli by Raymond IV of Toulouse. Tripoli connected the northern Crusader states with Jerusalem, strengthening the territorial cohesion of Outremer. 2. Governance and structure of the Crusader kingdoms. 2.1 Feudalism in the East. The Crusader states were governed according to European feudal principles, with lords, knights, and vassals controlling territories under the authority of monarchs or princes. However, the unique circumstances of the Levant required significant adaptations. Territorial fragmentation. The Crusader states were relatively small and isolated, surrounded by hostile Muslim territories. This necessitated decentralized governance, with local lords wielding considerable autonomy to respond to threats. Military organization. Constant warfare demanded a militarized society. The Crusader states relied heavily on fortified cities, castles, and alliances with military orders like the Knights Templar and Knights Hospitaller, which played crucial roles in defense and administration. 2.2 Cultural and religious adaptation. The Crusader kingdoms were melting pots of cultures, religions, and traditions. Latin Christians ruled over a diverse population that included Eastern Christians, Muslims, Jews, and other groups. Integration with local populations. While the Crusader elites maintained their European identities, they often adopted local customs, such as dress, language, and agricultural practices. They also relied on the local population for administrative and economic support. Religious tensions and coexistence. The Crusader states enforced Latin Christianity as the dominant religion, but they also tolerated other faiths to varying degrees. Eastern Christians, such as Armenians and Syriac Orthodox, often allied with the Crusaders, while Muslims faced more significant restrictions and pressures. 3. The challenges facing the Crusader kingdoms. 3.1 Constant military threats. The Crusader states were surrounded by hostile Muslim powers, including the Seljuk Turks, the Fatimid Caliphate, and later the Zengid and Ayyubid dynasties. Defense and attrition. The Crusader kingdoms faced constant raids and sieges, requiring them to maintain large garrisons and defensive infrastructure. The lack of manpower often left them vulnerable to sustained assaults. Loss of the county of Edessa, 1144, Edessa's fall to Zengi, the Muslim ruler of Aleppo and Mosul, marked a turning point for the Crusader states, highlighting their vulnerability and prompting the Second Crusade, 1147 to 1149. 3.2 Dependence on reinforcements from Europe. The Crusader states were heavily reliant on fresh troops, supplies, and financial support from Europe. However, maintaining sustained interest and investment in the crusading effort proved challenging over time. 3.3 Internal divisions. Factionalism among Crusader leaders and rivalries between the states undermined their unity. Disputes over territory,